Hey guys, this is Lisa, Connecticut Worms and Gardens. This video is a little bit different because it's being shot outdoors. I'm sorry about the lawnmower sound behind me. If I have to do a voiceover, I will. My neighbor decided to cut the grass right when I decided to film this video. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, what you're looking at is one of the birdies' beds. See the outside. This is configured to be in its longest possible rectangle form. And this is my Lumbricus Rubellus. They've done a really good job, but I've concluded they're just not right. They're not the best worm to keep for composting indoors. So they're going to be living outside. Now, this is a combination. The bottom of this is a pressed board, fiber board, top of an elongated desk, and then there's layers of cardboard and grass and other weeds. So it's the perfect material for worms. And within, could be as little as Halloween time, we get snow here in Connecticut. Not every year. Some years it's warm past Thanksgiving. Some years we've had a snowstorm that have canceled Halloween. So now's the time to get them established. So I'm going to take the entire bin of Lumbricus Rubellus, which this is certainly harvestable. You can see them all. I mean, look at them all. They're beautiful. They've done a really, really, really good job. But I think they're best at living in their own natural environment. I'm going to add them to this birdie's bed and let them do their thing in there. I'm going to keep adding layers of browns and greens. It's big enough that they're going to be able to avoid any heat. It shouldn't get heat at this point. And I'm going to put the castings in there too, so they have some material to stay in until they can start breaking down some of the cardboard. The cardboard at the lowest level is pretty old. You can see there's some old grass down in there and some old magazines and lots of layers of good stuff for them. So I believe this will be a positive experience. You can see down the bottom that chipboard desk. So I'm going to put them between these two layers so they're not right in the sun. And we will do updates on them. Boy, some of these guys have gotten really big. Got some old pieces of burlap that was covering the bin. And that's going in there also. Let's just take one more look at them before they go. If I decide I regret this decision, there's an area in my yard where they live where I collected the starter stock of these, so I can get more, not a problem. Or I can go right back to this, because by the time this is completely full of browns and greens, it'll be the ultimate worm bed. And during the mist of winter, when it is below zero, you can see cocoon here, a cocoon here, and a cocoon here, and a cocoon right here. But during the winter, when it's sub-zero, potentially a lot below zero with a wind chill factor, this is going to be full enough, it'll stay warm where they can go down deep, and in the spring they're going to be thriving. So let's do this. In they go. And there's, for those of you who've been following my channel and watched what I started with, it was literally a handful. You can see how amazing they've done. So again, I'm not letting them go because they don't function in captivity. They absolutely do. They made beautiful castings. They have bred readily. They have thrived even in ignored conditions. But I have several breeds of indoor worms that are meant for that. I want something that's going to withstand my winters here. And since these are wild in my region, I'm going to put them back to nature where they came from. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish I'll scrape all that out, and I'm going to cover them up with cardboard. I'll put a little bit of grass clippings over this. Not a lot, because I want one end to stay cool. I don't want it to heat up to become thermophilic while they're still getting acclimated. So I'm going to hose it down, and I guess we'll check in on them in 2 to 3 weeks to see how they're doing. And we'll know, because the cardboard will be pretty much chewed up. Alright, so I've dumped them all in. I'm going to just hose it down. I'm not worried about making it too wet, because there's plenty of room in here for these guys to get away. There's a lot of layers in here, and from now until I would say Halloween time, I'll be layering all of my garden plants that are being pulled out in here. So they're going to have plenty of material to heat up. They'll be able to avoid it between now and when it gets below 0 or below tolerable temperatures. And when they want it to be, when they need to get the warmth, they can go down deeper and do that. And again, I collect these in my own yard here. They exist in the wild here. Year after year, they come back. So I think this will be a great place. This is one of the birdie beds from Kevin Esposito. I can put a link to that. Really, really, really great product. Very pleased with it. This is the first year I had it, and I decided, rather than putting the expense into acquiring all the potting soil or dirt or topsoil, whatever, I was going to keep it for the first year and just fill it with browns and greens and let it become just a very rich vermicompost bin. Well, compost, but now that I'm adding the worms, it's going to become a vermicompost bed. And next year I'm going to plant and grow some of my vegetables directly in this. I think it'll be pretty amazing. Just kind of almost a mini version of a sub pod, except there is not as complicated. All that's keeping the worms in it is the desired food, and the area around it is not sustainable for them. So, alright, well, I'm going to clean up the tub, because I have a couple of Euro bins to break up. Now I have another tub to put them in, and I'm going to just leave these guys. The grass is still being cut, but I'm not going to put grass down this end. They can go down if they want. The next layer will be more cardboard, and I have 2 very large boxes full of micro shredded paper and cardboard that'll do great in here as another carbon source. So thanks for watching, and I will be posting updates.